Hey y'all, out at Alloway's Hot Rod Shop, and again, you know, it's that time of year we got a lot of new projects starting, and a car that I've seen sitting around here that I wasn't sure, you know, how fast it was going to go with this or that. Next thing I know, they're working on it, and it's got to be done by, I think, April or May. Anyways, we'll get Toby to tell us when we get over there, but it's a 69 Corvette. It's going to be way bad. It's going to be a very, very cool car. And he's got a little bit of the work done on it, but it's still a long way to go. So we're catching it in the early stages, but not right out of the gate. But anyways, let me run Toby down and we'll take a look at it. Toby, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good. How are you, Scotty?
Not too bad. Tell me what you got going on here.
We got a 69 Corvette convertible for a customer, Doyle Thomas, out of Texas. It's something we've set on a Art Morrison chassis with the big wheels and tires, just like we've done our 61 and our 63 split window Corvettes. It's a big block car with the billet specialty wheels, 502 engine.
Are these the wheels that's running now?
Yes.
It's going to run these same ones?
Yeah.
Those are Bobby's wheels, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then what do you run, BF Goodrich tires on that?
Yes. We run the BFGs on just about every car we do here at the shop. They make the right sizes and fitments for what we want to do.
I got you. Do they custom make them, or is that just a normal off-the-shelf size?
That's a normal off-the-shelf size. Anybody can go to their local tire store and buy that size.
Right. It just wouldn't fit under their car.
Right.
You could buy them, but you couldn't use them.
Right.
Now tell me, what are you doing in here? You're making sheet metal inner fenders?
Well, this is just the beginning stages. Where the car's been lowered down quite a bit and the tires have been moved in for turning radius, we have to make new inner fenders for these cars. This is, we make them out of this galvanized metal, similar to what they use for heat and air ductwork.
Okay.
The fiberglass doesn't stick to it. Once we get an initial shape made and get it to look the way we want to do it, we'll cover these with fiberglass and glue them to the car and pull all this sheet metal away, and then there'll be just a fiberglass inner fender like the original car.
So it's kind of like a mold sort of you're making there.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it easy enough to work with where you can make all your tight bends and everything you want to?
It is. It's real thin. The good part about it is we can use the aluminum tape, some cardboard similar to like what they use in interiors for headliners and stuff to make some of the bends that we need to that you can't really work with the sheet metal.
So it doesn't have to be real strong.
No,
just something to kind of give you something to lay that fiberglass on.
Yes, it just needs to be strong enough to make the initial part, and then after that, it pretty much gets destroyed taking it out.
I gotcha. And what are you doing? Are you going to change the firewall to this?
We've done a little bit of modification to the firewall because we've decided to run a 73 style hood, which eliminates the 69 wiper vent.
Well, now actually, you got the hoods behind you. Show me on these hoods what you're talking about. One's a lot longer than another. You'd never guess.
Yeah, the 69. This is an original 69 big block hood, which you can see the style of the scoop in it.
Right.
And the considerable difference in length. In 73, they went to this style scoop, and the hood goes all the way to the windshield. Right. Which eliminates that second panel that flips up that a lot of people complain about.
For the windshield wipers.
For the windshield wipers.
Right. So this one had the windshield wipers. That one, the windshield wipers just came down behind it. They didn't have a panel. All right. That's cool. And then you were telling me too that there's a chance, we don't know if this is actually how it's going to work, folks, but you're talking about maybe cutting the center out of that big block hood and putting it in that 73 hood.
Yes. The customer really liked the look of the 69 big block hood, but we've went with going with the 73 hood to kind of eliminate the problems that a lot of people have with the wipers on the 69. We thought about incorporating the 69 hood scoop in the 73 hood. Right. We're not for sure yet whether we're going to do it or not. Doyle, the customer, seems to like the hood, the 73 style hood. So, the biggest problem is taking the center of this hood and putting it in this hood and not being able to see where the work was done after it's been painted and cured out. Right.
Because even if you do the best work in the history, there's still a chance that seam could pop or it could
Yes.
show through somehow.
Yes, and it's on the top side of the car, which that's where the most heat is
Right.
acquired on a vehicle, is on
Right.
the tops. And heat is what draws those seams out.
I gotcha.
And, you know, you try to keep your seams where there's a curve or a break in the piece.
Right.
And that's where the seams doesn't, you know, the seams won't show in those areas.
Right.
You get out here in a flat spot, if you was to cut that piece of fiberglass right down through the middle, there's a good chance that even if you, glassing it back properly with the proper techniques, that line where it was being cut will show back, 6 months to a year after the car's even finished.
That's not good.
No.
No, you want to build these cars cool, but you want them to last. You know, because people see them 10 years from now and they still think it was built yesterday.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And the fiberglass is really tough. The Corvettes are known for being able to see the
Bonding
lines where
seams, yeah.
the panels were put together and where the inner and the outer part of the structures are glued together.
Right.
So you try to eliminate as much of that as you can.
I gotcha. Now, what have you done something in here too?
Yes, with the way the chassis is set up and the big wheels and tires, we had to cut out about 65% of the original floor. All this from back here, this area right here is what's left of the original, all the way up to the front of the seats. We had to make a new transmission tunnel because this car does sit so low on the chassis. The bottom of the floor is flush with the bottom of the chassis, so you have no room to run exhaust pipes or anything where they did originally.
Right.
So what we have to do here is we've made provisions to run the exhaust through the transmission tunnel below the drive shaft to keep everything tucked up underneath the car, so when you're driving the car it doesn't drag the pipes.
Right.
When you see the car from a side view, you don't see a bunch of stuff hanging down below the car.
So that's what these little
Yes, that's what this area
I
is
got
for,
you.
is for the pipes. The drive shaft actually runs through this center part. And we've had to do this in the past with a 63 split window Corvette, where we had the similar type setup. We had to raise this floor considerably amount to make room for the 4-link suspension, the wheels and tires. We've had to actually modify the skeleton of the car here for the wheel tubs.
Wow.
So the wheel tubs are considerably bigger. We moved them in approximately about 4 inches.
Wow.
From the stock position, which eliminates, we will have to have a custom folding soft top made for the car.
Right.
The car will actually have both tops. It'll
Right.
have-
That's the hard top you're using
that
for
is
it.
the hard top. It will have the hard top and a soft top. The customer requested a soft top in case, while he was driving the car, if he got caught in the rain, he would at least have some cover.
Because this client drives these things.
He does plan on driving this car.
Yeah.
He did express when building this car that he wanted to be able to drive it.
Right.
Not only will he take it to the shows, you're subject to see this car going down the interstate in Texas.
Okay. That's where the car's going, is Texas?
Yes.
What part of Texas?
It's near the Houston area. I think Longview, Texas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If you've ever been in the Midwest and ate at a Whataburger,
Right.
there's a good chance you've ate at one of his restaurants.
Oh, wow.
He's a really nice guy. This is the second car that we've built. We have a third car for him to build after this car's finished.
So he's got an Alloway hot rod, he's waiting on an Alloway hot rod, and he's got one more coming after that. And he may have more, there's just no sense in getting a fourth one, right?
Right.
Not at this point.
As of right now, I haven't heard of any plans of the fourth one, but you never know. If he may come up with another car that he would like to have done in the way that we like to do cars. Most people may remember the 55 Buick convertible. that we did. That's for the same guy that owns this car here.
Oh, that's cool. And now you say, when does this car have to be done?
This car will be at the Good Guys event in Nashville, Tennessee in May of 2013.
No kidding.
Yes.
Dude, you got your work cut out for you.
A lot of work, but we will get it done.
How long have you been working with fiberglass? You do all the fiberglass work around here.
Yes.
Most of it, yeah.
I am the one that gets elected to do the fiberglass work here. I worked for Rat's Glass for 10 years previously, before working full-time here.
Right.
I've done it for about 15 years. I actually learned how to do it at a boat manufacturer, Mastercraft.
Oh, wow.
It's locally here. And then I started doing it with the hot rods. Worked with George Long and Rat's Glass, putting all their bodies together. And I worked there during the day and worked here at night. And 5 years ago, the street rod business got slow, and I came to work here full time.
Right.
Been here ever since. So.
Now you told me earlier that you're going to have to change something on these fender corners too to make that hood work, right?
Yes, the 73 hood, the back of it turns up a little steeper to allow room for the windshield wipers to come out from behind it. So I will have to cut these fenders off right here and re-fiberglass a piece of the 73 fender back on top, so that the fenders match the hood as it comes around the windshield. Now,
will you use a piece of a 73 fender, or will you make that by hand?
More than likely, I will try to use a piece of a 73 fender. When we get into it, if it's something that I can't, it's too much, it's going to be too much work or too time consuming to try to use the 73 piece, I will just model up something and make it out of fiberglass.
No kidding. Wow. So you're a master when it comes to that.
I try to do my best.
There you go. Everybody's humble over here at Alloway's, from Bobby to the janitor. I don't know who the janitor. I could be the janitor, so I'll try to be humble too. But yeah, Toby's no different. You just build hot rods, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you're not recreating the universe or anything. You just build hot rods.
No, just doing something that.
But you love doing it. We talked about this earlier because you were talking about how nice the weather was out. I said, you must not like what you do. You said, I love what I do.
Yes, there's nothing better than being able to wake up every day and know that you can make a living doing what a lot of people in this country do for a hobby.
That's it. That's me too, brother. How cool is that? To get up and be able to do what you like to do.
Oh yeah, it's real cool, and every day is when these cars are done and you see them, the customers drive them at the show. It's a very rewarding job.
Sure.
And for people to like the cars that we do.
It's nice to be able to be at the Shades or to be at a Good Guys show, and it's a day off, but yet you can see people looking at your work, and that's the only time you really get any kind of feedback on it. Y'all are stuck in the shop like 60 hours a week, so, I mean, Bobby gets smoke blown up his butt all day long about how great he is, but y'all don't get out and you don't get that much, cause
I mean, the customers, as long as the customers like the cars and we get to see them and they enjoy the cars, that's about all we
That's all you ask for.
You hate to spend a year working on a car and putting in the hours that you put on it, and then, somebody not like the car, or the customer would be unhappy with it. So we do our best to make sure that
is the reward. The customer's happy, they love you, they give you a hug around the neck, you've done something.
Yeah.
And what motor are you going to run in this?
We're going to run a Chevrolet 502.
Holy smokes.
It'll be a carbureted engine. There's really not much room on these cars.
It's going to be a true carbureted engine?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Well, it'll, right now, it's, as far as I know, it's going to be a true carbureted engine. I would say that there's a good chance we may put that fuel-injected throttle body on.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Which has the appearance of a
Right.
and that is done, I think it's called the FAST system.
Right.
Done by Comp Chems, I think.
Okay.
We done it on a 62 blue Corvette that I think you've done a video on.
The blue and silver one?
Yes.
Yeah.
We've done it on that car. It works really good. And it's kind of a self-learning system. You get the efficiency of a fuel injection and the fuel mileage, but you still get the look of an old style, you know,
That's right.
carburetor and
And what's funny about that is for years when carburetors were popular, everybody wanted fuel injection. But now everything's got fuel injection. Everybody wants to go back to carburetors, or they want to go back to the throttle body that looks like a carburetor.
Yes.
So, well, can you run more than one throttle? Could you put like 3 deuces on a throttle body? Could you do that?
I don't know.
I don't know
either.
But that would look cool, wouldn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
that would look real cool. I'm sure we have an engine man, Mylan Kiesler, that if anybody could figure it out, I'm sure it could be him.
All right, all right.
But you know, with the technology and stuff that there is today, I'm sure a man could do just about
Anything's
anything he wanted
possible.
to.
What color is it going to be?
The car's going to be black.
What color interior, you know?
I assume right now that it's going to be red. It may, with a black car, you don't really have but about 2 or 3 options that
Right.
really keep the car a classic hot rod look.
Right.
But black car with red interior is about as hot rod as you can get.
That'd be pretty cool. It'll look like the devil. I say that because the devil's red. Are you changing anything to the back?
No, the only thing that we may change, and we haven't got to this part of the car yet, once we get the bumpers, the rear bumpers mounted and get those positioned, we may change how the exhaust comes through the rear pan.
Right.
In the previous cars, the C1s and C2s, we ran them out the back through the rear pan with a exhaust bezel like used on the 63 through 67 model Corvettes.
Oh, okay.
This car uses a different type bezel, but not really for sure yet.
Oh, it's gonna work.
That decision hasn't been made yet.
I vote for center exhaust. Can you do it?
We can do it. We
Yeah,
can
I
do
know
it.
you can. Yeah, that's why there is no no's at Alloways. I mean, if you got the money and they got the time, it can be done.
Yes.
Yeah, but that would look sweet, wouldn't it?
It
Like the
would.
new Vets to have it coming out and have it all flush back there.
Yeah, it would look good. With the Corvettes, you can do the exhaust,
Yeah.
you know, a half a dozen different ways,
Right.
and it all still looks good.
Right.
A lot of it's personal preference. of the
Oh
customer.
yeah, that's what hot rodding's all about, actually. You know. Well, brother, it looks like you got your work cut out for you. I'm gonna keep checking back on you. Now, once the fiberglass work gets done, it's going to somebody else, though. Or will you keep working on it?
Once we finish these inner fenders, we will have to have the headers custom made for this car because of the size of the engine and the limited amount of space that we have. Mikey Barrelero, him and his brother Jim do the exhaust on these cars. We will take the car to them to have the headers fabricated and the exhaust done on the car, and then once that exhaust is done, we'll bring it back here, do the body work and paint on the car, and then once the car is painted, we'll take it to Steve Holcomb to have the interior put in.
Cool. Well, I know those boys about Alero too, so I'm gonna catch it when it gets the exhaust put in it. That'll be cool.
Yeah, they do a really nice job. As far as exhaust work, they pretty much, we build the car the way we want it, and they make the exhaust fit.
Make it work. Cool. Well, Toby, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you giving me some time today, man.
Well, thank you for coming by, Scott.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Thanks so much for sharing with us. And folks, there you go. 69 Corvette from Alloway's Hot Rod Shop. This is going to be a cool one, and it's going to be done soon. It's going to be done in spring. And if it's not, that's the man that we're coming after right there. Toby, thanks again.
Thank you, Scott.
And as always, I want to give a big shout out to Bobby Alloway, because without Bobby letting me come in here and do this, none of this would be possible. And I think that it's just a big break for me to, for whatever reason, it appears that he's liking what I'm doing, and he allows me to come in the shop and do it. And folks, you just don't know, it's not easy getting into these hot rod shops and letting you shoot stuff like this, because a lot of this stuff is secret, man. They don't want to show up in Detroit or show up somewhere else and have somebody build a car just like them. So really, they're not necessarily big fans of letting people come in and shoot this stuff as they're working on it, because it's all new stuff, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to come out with the latest and the greatest to really blow people away, and that's hard to do it when Scotty D's running around with a camera putting it on YouTube. But he's just really been gracious, and I just want to take a second to really just give him a big shout out and thank him. So anyways, hope you all have enjoyed it. Have a good day. See ya.